Radahn is probably one of the more difficult bosses in the game, and it's not even a main story boss. And in today's video, we're going to be going over how to easily defeat Radahn so that anybody can do it. Now, we're going to be able to unlock some really amazing armor and probably the best Greatsword in the game. Really excited for this one because the armor looks amazing. Now, we are going to be making this fight substantially easier, but that's not to say there still isn't a bit of a learning curve for it, but you will finally be able to defeat Radahn with this video. Now, first things first, I'm going to show you how to get one of the most OP spells in the game. And to be able to do this, we're going to go to the Caelid Highway South, and we are going to need a dragon heart for that. Now, there is a dragon that you can easily kill just outside of Fort Faroth, which we have a video on how to get like 100,000 XP like stupid quick. There's a dragon that just sits there and lets you essentially murder it to death if you don't have any dragon hearts. But we need to go to the church behind the slumbering dragon right here. Now, the first thing we're going to do is show you how to get one of the most OP spells in the entire game. And you are going to need a dragon heart for this. And you can get one really easily at Fort Faroth. There's a slumbering dragon right here that you can just get behind and kill it while it sits there and get like 100,000 XP for that. I do have a video on that specifically, but it is super easy. I'll leave it linked in the description below. But we're going to go to the Caelid Highway South. Now, if you've never been here, you can run along this road, come all the way down until you get Caelid Highway South. And we're going to head to this cathedral right here. Now, when you first go towards this cathedral, you're going to see a slumbering dragon of death right here, which is going to wake up as you run past it. We don't need to fight this or anything. All we need to do is just keep running past it. Just boost your way right past. And then we're just going to run right up the back of this cathedral. You can do a double hop skip-a-rooski right up through here. And there's going to be a site of grace that you can rest in right here. Now, once you get this site of grace, we're just going to go up to this little offering right here. There's also a little cookbook that we can get, but at the altar, we can just go to the Ritual of the Dragon Communion, and we can spend one on the Rotten Dragon Breath. Now, we have an attribute requirement of 15 and Arcane 12, but good lord, this thing is OP. Now, to be able to use this spell, you are going to need a finger seal. There's a couple different locations you can find these, but once you have one of them, you can memorize the spell at a site of grace, and then just being able to select it here. Now, this thing just spews out this poisonous gas. Well, it's not poison, it's that rot. And that rot causes damage over time on enemies. And you can use this thing to pretty much cheese any boss in the game. Head back to the Caelid Highway South or to the Cathedral of the Dragon Communion. And we're going to head down south to the impassable Great Bridge. Now, once you're here, lo and behold, the impassable bridge is super duper passable by touching this little travel warp point thingy-maboober. This takes you into Redmane Castle, where we're just going to run up through here. There is a point of grace in here somewhere that you can grab, so you don't have to actually travel all the way through. I believe it's through this doorway, which I actually haven't grabbed yet, and there it is. Once you get that site of grace, just run up to the big old dude with the wolf mask and talk to him about starting the Festival of Death. That's what I call it. This dude on the tower will start talking about the festival, and then we'll need to talk to him to initiate it to open up the gates behind the church. All you have to do is talk to the dude and he'll initiate the festival. Once you talk to him, the doors in the church should be open, and then you can run down and take the lift down to the place where, you know, even though we're showing you how to cheese it, you're probably going to die a few times while getting this right, but this is going to be the easiest method. Now, before we run into this fight, you're going to want to make sure that your finger seal is equipped on your right hand and you have a shield on your left. Now you're also going to want to have a few of your flasks set for FP regen, and once you get inside, the main goal is to just not get hit. He's going to be shooting these purple arrows at you that you can dodge through or under, and then you're going to start reviving your fallen friends. So keep dodging these purple arrows, and you can also use the weapons that are in the field to be able to actually absorb one of the hits. Once you revive the big bull dude, he's going to start shooting arrows up in the air. You can actually just block these with your shield and then continue dodging the purple bolts or get completely blasted by one, whatever your heart desires. Just try not to die. It's okay if you get hit by one or two of them, but the shield does work really well for these arrows if you're very far away. We're going to revive this last friend over here to be able to be a healer. And then from here, we're going to hop on our horse. We're going to run in and pick up this last friend. And now we do have our finger seal equipped and we have rotten breath ready to go. We're going to be patient and wait for an opening behind Radahn to run in and apply one level of this rotten breath. We need to apply 2 of them. So do it and then run away, because sometimes this will cause him to aggro you rather than the friends. And the goal is to just keep running from him until he starts focusing on your friends anymore. Basically, this is a game of sacrifice. We're sacrificing our friends to live. This is a game of patience. If you try and rush in too soon, you might just die. So there we go. He's aggroed his friends again, and what we can do now is just run in, get an opening behind him. We have to apply 2 levels in each phase. There's 2 phases to this fight, and each time we need to hit him with at least 2 rotten breaths. That's all we need to do is 2. Now that we've hit him with 2, he's actually taking damage every second. This is going to take him all the way into phase 2. And our main goal right here is to just keep running away until he disappears off the map. If at any point in time he starts just chasing you again, just keep running away. And once he hits about halfway health or just below half, he's going to disappear. You'll hear the music get quieter, which means he's kind of vanished. You can run around and gather up your friends, but he's going to come like a freaking meteor out of the sky, and you just need to run away from the direction that he's falling in. He's going to hit the ground, and now you have entered phase 2. At this point in time, what I do is I just keep running away from him, making sure I revive all of our fallen friends, so that way they can be the focus of his hatred. I don't recommend running into him. He can easily one-shot you in this phase. If you keep running away from him and kind of at an angle, then you shouldn't get hit by any of his ranged attacks or anything like that. But the main goal is just patience in this phase. I know it looks like he's almost dead, but he can go crazy in this particular one. There we go. Now he's focused on our friends, and this allows us to have an opening to apply our first level of rotten breath. Basically, when he disappears, it resets all the debuffs on him, so we have to reapply rotten breath. We hit him once, we're just going to run away very quickly and wait until we verify that he has aggroed our friends once again, which it looks like he has, but I'm just going to go around and make sure that we revive everything that we can. Because sometimes, even when he's aggroed your friends, if you run into him, he'll like charge at you, and like, I don't even know what kind of attack it is. I've just died instantly. So I've learned at this phase 2 in particular, patience is very, very much key. I'm going to run around the edge of this here just to make sure there's no more friends. And then we're going to try and just come at him from the back and apply our last level of rotten breath, which should allow us to easily defeat Radahn. He's still aggroed. This is a good move to kind of get in there and apply our last level. We definitely hit him with that. You can see the smog around his face. He's taking the damage per second. Now we just got to book it out of there and wait for him to die. This whole method is a game of patience. If you die doing this, it means you tried to rush it and got excited. Just learn the movesets when you can get in there and actually apply the rotten breath and then run away, and you're gonna be able to win. Now that we have finally defeated Radahn. We're going to get his Great Rune, and then we're also going to be getting another item that we can use to claim one of his weapons, which is pretty freaking amazing. Now that we have finally defeated Radahn, the good stuff can start happening. If we travel back to the round table, we can actually get the full Radahn armor set, which is one of the best armor sets in the game. Once you get to the round table, if you go into the back room up here, up the stairs, this fine young lady right here will have the Radahn set for sale for us, actually. 3,000 runes for defeating Radahn, so why not, right? Let's go ahead and buy every single piece. Now, in addition to that, you can receive the power of the remembrance, and this allows you to get the weapon from that particular boss. Now, both of these are pretty freaking amazing. The Greatsword does unfortunately require 38 strength to use. The bow, on the other hand, requires 22 strength and 18 dex, which is a little bit better. But you can actually get both of these weapons by duplicating them at a mausoleum. Well, by duplicating the remembrance at a mausoleum. And you can even do this after having used the remembrance. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Star Scourge Greatsword, and I'll get the bow or another Greatsword in the future. Now to activate Radahn's Great Rune. You can do this inside of Caelid as well, and we're going to head to the Dragonburrow West Site of Grace, and then we're going to go to this location right here. We need to actually make it to the top of this tower, which is going to require a bit of hardcore parkouring. It's going to take a little while to get up there, but essentially we just need to kind of keep going along these locations to get all the way up this tower. Holy guacamole, Batman. Oh, he's going to kill me. No, he's not. Everything's fine. Stupid wall. But yeah, we need to climb up this tower, so just kind of make your way up. And once we get to the top, we can activate the Great Rune. Once you have hardcore parkoured your way around the tower and able to find the ladder that takes you up to this little middle area where there will be a Site of Grace that you can light up. Now, once you do that, you're just going to head around the tower and continue just going up the stairs until you will find a door that you can open, which leads to a room with an elevator in it that will take you all the way to the top of the tower. From here, we can just run outside, and we have to continue going to the top of the tower. Once we're finally at the top, we can go up to this little spot and restore the power of the Great Rune. Now, you will need a rune arc for this, and probably from playing, you should have a few of those in your inventory by now. And we get Radahn's Great Rune. Now, to use this Great Rune, we can go to a Site of Grace, and then all we have to do is just go to Great Runes, and we can equip this one, which raises our maximum HP, FP, and stamina, which is pretty nice. Now, to actually be able to use the Great Rune, that's where the rune arcs come in, because equipping it doesn't actually activating it. You can then use a rune arc to be able to activate your Greater Rune. I know it's complicated, right? And this buff will last as long as you don't die. Once you die, you'll have to use another rune arc, but that one gives us a pretty decent boost to our HP. Actually, yeah, we got about 50 HP from that, 13 FP, and I don't know how much stamina, but it looks pretty good. Then we just gotta not die for a while. But otherwise, the armor looks absolutely amazing. And the stats on it are amazing as well. It's probably one of my favorite looking armor sets in the game, and the stats are no joke. The Greatsword, on the other hand, with a strength requirement of 38, I'm never going to be able to wield this thing, but it looks amazing. And traditionally, you can, these Greatswords you can wield with like two hands, but when you press triangle and R2, you actually just whip out another giant Greatsword. And this skill, if I had enough strength, would be able to give me a nice little boost. But all in all, pretty amazing armor. Awesome greatswords. And I really do hope you all enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.